They say some places on Earth hold a certain kind of weight, a silence that isn't peaceful but heavy. Aokigahara, a sprawling forest at the base of Mount Fuji in Japan, is one of those places. Its nickname is Chilling, the suicide forest, and tonight we're going to step inside, not just to explore its dark reputation, but to uncover a story of hope that blossomed in its deepest, most somber shadows. The story begins with the forest itself. Aokigahara grew on hardened lava from one of Mount Fuji's last major eruptions. The ground is uneven, rocky, and riddled with caves. The trees grow so densely packed that they form a thick canopy, blocking out sunlight and muffling sound. It's incredibly easy to get lost. Compasses are often rendered useless by the magnetic iron in the volcanic rock, and GPS signals struggle to penetrate the foliage. It's a place that feels disconnected from the world, a sea of trees where the wind doesn't howl, it whispers. For decades, Aokigahara has been associated with an unnerving number of suicides. The reasons are complex, tied to historical context, cultural pressures, and the forest's portrayal in popular media. Novels and films have romanticized it as a final, lonely resting place. This created a tragic, self-fulfilling prophecy. Signs are posted throughout the forest, not giving directions, but offering messages of hope. They say things like, "Your life is a precious gift from your parents. Please think about your parents, siblings, and children. Don't keep it to yourself. Talk about your troubles." Every year, volunteers and police conduct sweeps of the forest, a grim task to recover those who have been lost. They tie brightly colored tape to the trees to mark their paths, a stark contrast to the muted greens and browns of the woods. These ribbons create a labyrinth of trails, each one a testament to a search, a story of concern and tragedy. It's a somber reminder of the forest's dual nature, a place of natural beauty and profound human sorrow. But our story isn't just about the darkness. It's about a man named Kiyoshi Watanabe. Wasn't a police officer or a park ranger. He was a musician who, by a twist of fate, ended up living on the edge of Aokigahara. His house was near one of the main entrances, and soon he started noticing people who weren't there to hike. They had a certain look in their eyes, a quiet desperation. They would arrive alone, often late at night, and walk towards the forest with no intention of coming back. At first, Watanabe was unsure what to do, but he couldn't just stand by, so he started approaching them. He would walk out of his house, guitar in hand, and just start talking. He wouldn't ask them why they were there. He wouldn't lecture them. He would simply offer a distraction, a moment of human connection. He'd ask them where they were from, talk about music, or just play them a song. His weapon against despair wasn't an argument. It was a simple melody. He set up large speakers outside his house, blasting loud rock and pop music into the forest's silence. His logic was simple but brilliant. He believed the somber quiet of the forest allowed people to sink deeper into their own dark thoughts. The loud, vibrant music was an interruption. It was a jolt back to the world of the living. A sonic anchor that said, "Hey, the world is still out here. There's still noise, there's still life, there's still music." It broke the spell of the forest. For over a decade, Watanabe dedicated his life to this mission. He would patrol the paths near his home, looking for anyone who seemed lost, not in the woods, but in their own mind. He claimed to have saved hundreds of people this way. He would talk to them, offer them a warm drink, and listen to their stories without judgment. He became an unofficial guardian of the forest's edge, a lone musician battling an epidemic of loneliness with his guitar and a loudspeaker. Imagine the scene: a person walking into the dense, silent trees, feeling completely alone, convinced this is their only option. And then, suddenly, through the suffocating quiet, they hear the sound of an electric guitar, a blast of rock and roll. It's unexpected, it's bizarre, and it's powerful. It's a sound that doesn't belong, and in that moment of confusion, a window opens, a chance for a different thought, a different path. Watanabe's story shows us that the battle against despair isn't always fought in clinics or therapy rooms. Sometimes it's fought on the fringes by ordinary people who choose not to look away. He saw the problem not as a statistic, but as a series of individual human beings who had lost their way. He understood that sometimes the most powerful thing you can offer someone is a moment of connection, a sign that they are not invisible. His methods were unconventional, and maybe some would call them strange, but they worked. He provided a pattern interrupt. In psychology, this is a technique used to break a person out of a negative state of mind by introducing something completely unexpected, like loud music in a silent forest. You can snap a person out of their destructive thought loop and make them receptive to a new idea. The new idea Watanabe offered was simple: let's talk. Sadly, Mr. Watanabe passed away, but his legacy is a powerful testament to the impact one person can have. He looked at one of the saddest places on earth and didn't see an ending. He saw a place where he could make a difference. He transformed a gate to despair into a gate of hope. His music didn't just fill the silence, it filled a void in people's hearts, even if just for a moment. The story of Aokigahara is often told with a focus on ghosts and horror. People whisper tales of the yurei, the restless spirits said to wander the woods. But the true story, the most important one, isn't about the spirits of the dead. It's about the fight for the living. It's about the volunteers who tie ribbons, the signs that plead for another chance, and the musician who blasted rock music into the darkness. It's a reminder that even in the darkest of places, a single light, or in this case, a single loud song, can make all the difference. The whispers of Aokigahara are not just of sorrow, but also of compassion, of intervention, and of the incredible, stubborn resilience of the human spirit. If you or someone you know is struggling, please remember that you are not alone and help is available. You can reach out to crisis hotlines, mental health professionals, or even just a friend or family member. Talking about it is the first step. Your life is precious. Thank you for watching. If this story touched you, consider subscribing for more stories that explore the deeper side of our world. Stay safe and be kind to one another.